If by this point you still think that Justin Trudeau is not guilty of foreign interference with the elections and things like that and trying to cover it up, then as they say in the South, bless your heart. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today we're taking a look at a senator, our favorite Canadian-based senator, Don Plett, what he has to say about NSICOP and the foreign interference and our intelligence, and just how everything ties into what the actual F is happening. So before we get into it, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So we're talking about NSICOP. What is NSICOP? Well, it's the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians. There's their website. Let's just go quickly to the About section. Their mandate is the legislative, regulatory, policy, administrative, and financial framework for national security and intelligence. They are basically sworn to secrecy to try and make sure that, you know, our secrets don't get leaked, basically. But obviously that didn't work with CSIS, but that worked out for us because now we know about the foreign intelligence or the foreign interference. Here is what Don Plett tweeted. Again, this is a clear indication. Senator Don Plett. Again, this is a clear indication that Prime Minister Trudeau is willing to do anything in his power to avoid scrutiny, transparency on foreign interference. This brings us to the Globe and Mail. So for those who don't know, there was 2 vacant positions for NSICOP, and Trudeau filled them. He filled them with, obviously not conservative senators, but with very manipulative liberal senators. So Trudeau fills one of 2 Senate vacancies on Security Oversight Watchdog. He literally hand-picked who would be on that committee. Yeah, nothing wrong there. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has named Senator Patricia Duncan to the Security Oversight Watchdog known as NSICOP. This fills one of 2 Senate vacancies on NSICOP, which is not a committee of Parliament, but scrutinizes matters related to national security. Appointments are made by the Prime Minister. NSICOP is currently studying foreign interference in Canada's democracy, a probe it was asked to undertake after intelligence leaks were reported to media, including the Globe and Mail, on meddling by China in Canada's political process. Yeah, nothing wrong there, but let's see what Don Plett has to actually say about the matter.
Plett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Government Leader, my question today is about the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, which the Prime Minister claims is the best place to investigate what he knew about Beijing's interference. 2 seats reserved for senators on this committee were vacant for some months. On Friday, the Prime Minister filled only one of those seats as he appointed Senator Duncan to NSICOP. Now let me be clear. I have no doubt that Senator Duncan is a very worthy and will be a valuable member of that committee. But as a result, 2 of the 3 Senate seats on NSICOP are now filled with members from the same caucus, the ISG. These 2 senators were also named to this place upon the advice of the Prime Minister, who put them on NSICOP, Justin Trudeau. Leader, can you tell us why the Prime Minister filled only one of the 2 vacancies on this committee last Friday? Why wasn't a member of the official opposition in the Senate appointed to NSICOP? And Leader, you have access to the Prime Minister. You're a member of Privy Council. Please don't pass this off, Leader. Tell us why this happened.
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you for the question. And the Prime Minister's decision to appoint members to NSICOP follows the terms of the legislation setting up NSICOP. It is a prerogative of the Prime Minister. My understanding is the Prime Minister assesses first and foremost the needs of the committee and the expertise and competency and balance on those committees in terms of experience, competency, regional representation, and the like. I am not been advised of why the Prime Minister made the appointments that he did, nor the timing of it, nor have I been advised as to what his intentions are with regard to the remaining vacant seat.
Well, Senator Gold, this happened on Friday, and you were, I'm sure, well aware that I was going to ask you this question today. I think it would be very, very shallow for you to say that you did not anticipate this question. So you may not have been advised. Why wouldn't you pick up the telephone and call and ask? When Minister Mendocino was in our chamber here a week ago, I asked him about NSICOP vacancies. And he said, and I quote, "I do agree that it needs to have broad representation, as was originally envisioned when we set up this committee. I do agree that it needs to have broad representation, as was originally envisioned." I guess by now we should know better than to put any faith in what Minister Mendocino has to say. Leader, the Prime Minister appointed 2 senators to NSICOP, 2 from the same caucus, 2 that he appointed to the Senate. How is that broad representation, as Minister Mendocino said? And if the Prime Minister is intent on excluding the official opposition, as he has done for some years now, from the remaining Senate seat on NSICOP, then isn't that further confirmation that he will do anything to hide the truth about Beijing's interference?
Yeah, it sounds pretty corrupt.
No, it is not. Members of NSICOP under the Act include representatives from all recognized parties in the other House and 3 senators from the Senate. 3 senators from the Senate. Thank you, Speaker. The Prime Minister put in place a change in the way in which senators were appointed, and indeed in the conception of the Senate as an independent chamber of sober second thought. Senators are chosen for NSICOP based upon the needs of the committee and other criteria relevant to the work of the committee. It is neither in the Act nor necessarily in the conception of an independent senator that seats are tagged, reserved for, or otherwise allocated to particular groups.
Senator Rusakos.
Yeah, so why were those positions filled by Liberal senators? Marco Mendocino is a snake. He's got one of the most punchable faces on planet Earth, probably pretty closely tied with Justin Trudeau. To wrap all of this up, it's corruption. They're hiring their own people to investigate it and to be the judge, jury, and executioner, or in this case, lack of, for this entire foreign intelligence or foreign election interference. And it's just not right. It's so messed up. And the fact that you have a Canadian senator saying, hey, this doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be doing this. We're not talking about 29-year-old Mr. Sunshine Baby sitting in his basement going, hey, man, screw you, Trudeau. We're talking about a sworn-in Canadian senator, like 70-year-old, life experience, wears a suit and tie every single day. He's saying the same things that we're saying. He's validating our thoughts and saying, you know what? This is actually how it is. And this is messed up. And so there's a real problem here in Canada. There's a very, very real problem, which is why we have to investigate this, which is why we need a public inquiry as soon as possible. And the Conservatives are doing a fantastic job of putting that pressure on them. Now it's just a matter of time before things come to fruition. I am naively optimistic about the situation, but I'll pass the question off to you as we approach the end of the video. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about the NSICOP members being, or the positions being filled by Liberal senators, hand appointed by Justin Trudeau himself? I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. And that's where we're going to end it, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.